Today on Smackey's Garage, we're going to be looking at an entry-level dash cam for my 2018 F-150. We're going to be looking at the Garmin Mini 3. I previously did a video on the Garmin Mini 2, so this is a nice little upgrade. We'll talk about if it's an upgrade at all, and we're going to see how well it performs. We're not only going to look at the video quality, but we're also going to look at how well the app works. So let's go ahead, let's get this installed, and then jump into it. All right, so one of the things that I do like about these Garmin dash cams is just how simple they are. It's a tiny camera. It is a USB cord and some way to power it. So we're going to go ahead, plug it in, and power it. Need my keys to power it up though. Oh no, there it goes. All right, so green light is blinking. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the Garmin Drive app. Let me do that. So look for the dash cam. Hold down the button for 3 seconds until the LEDs flash blue. Blue, let go. Connecting. I mean, it really is that simple to connect. Now, this is one of my gripes with it. They don't include a memory card, which really you can get them pretty cheap, but I had to buy my own. Actually, I'm using the one out of my GoPro. From my last test, I actually have the old Garmin mount up there, so I might be able to just plug this one into that. Now, I do have to sign in with a Garmin account, I guess. Not connected still. There it goes. You can say, okay, Garmin, save it. Save video. There it goes. Do not use live view when driving. All right, so you can see I'm working. I mean, the picture doesn't look great from the live feed at all, but I'm going to go ahead and install this where the other one was because I think that'll probably work. Now, really easy to install. I'm going to go ahead and drive the truck for a while, then we'll check out the video, see how it looks, maybe compare it to some of the other ones that I've had. All right, so I've had this dash cam in the truck for a few weeks now. Let's go ahead and look at the video, talk about the app and my experience, and if it's worth the upgrade from the Dash Cam Mini 2. All right, so I've been using this for a few weeks now, and I've definitely gotten hours and hours of footage that I've gone through. So now I've got to use this in daytime, nighttime, heavy traffic, in back roads, and pretty much all the conditions that you could expect. Now, as I've been using this, as it was with the Mini 2, the save feature is one of my favorites. Being able to just push a button, it'll capture the 15 seconds previous, and then the next 15 seconds really is nice. I thought this was an interesting scenario to look at. So I'm actually looking at the license plate of this car that is going to pass me. My goal is to see which one can see it better. Now, the more time that I spend looking at this and clicking between the two, you can clearly see that the Garmin gets a better picture of the license plate earlier. It's not 100% readable. It's not perfect, but the license plate is definitely clearer when I look at it through the Garmin. I zoomed around a little bit. I played around with the different locations. And what I found is the Garmin having a polarized lens on it really does help significantly, especially in areas where there's glare. So catching license plates is something that this has a benefit for. So in a test where the Garmin is trying to capture a license plate that's under a lot of sunlight or a bright light, this one will definitely win that test. Another interesting comparison to look at is this one here. There's a spark plug there on the road, and what I want to do is compare the resolutions and clarity. And switching between the Garmin and the camera that I currently have on there, the 4K one, it is definitely very clear that the Garmin does not have the resolution of the 4K camera. Now we'll click back and forth a few times, and you can definitely see clarity that you get with the 4K. The 4K will definitely give you more detail on this shot. And with Massachusetts drivers, it's plenty to see here. You can see this car clearly jump in front of me after pulling into the side. You have people constantly running through red lights, and some of this is a good reason to have a dash cam in case someone ends up hitting you. And here's another example of someone deciding to just drive straight through the red light. All too common of a scene though. So this video is close to dusk. It's like 8:17 p.m. and you can see still pretty clear of a shot in the dark. Now we're going to go ahead and look at what pitch black looks like now, or much darker, and we'll compare that. So this right here is the Garmin, and then I also have my 4K Mangold camera here. And kind of reviewing a lot of the video at night, the 4K cameras do a lot better than this Garmin at night. So let me zoom in a little bit. So this here is, you can clearly read the plate. This is the 4K camera. Now, if I go to the Garmin in the same exact position, you can see that it's really hard to see that plate. And unless you actually know what that plate is, you're not going to really have a lot of confidence in what that plate is. And the car is really like a truck length in front of me, which is a typical use case. But when I look at it, comparing this, the Garmin, to a 4K one, you can definitely see the 4K. You cannot see the Garmin. And I've scrubbed all through this video, taking a look, and it's really hard to pick out that Garmin plate at all at night. And I find this to be something consistent at night with the Garmin versus the 4K camera. The 4K camera, I can zoom out a little, had no problem picking out, or the 4K camera was much better picking out plates at night because you really need that resolution. So if you do a lot of night driving, having the 4K camera is a lot better than having a 1080p camera. You can easily just pause on this video in the rain, and when you do that, you can stop and see the license plate. So you can still see the plates of the cars going by and the plates of the cars in front of you. So to give you guys an experience of what the app is like, I just saved a 30-second video to the card. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to actually download it right now. I'm going to click on the video. It is 136:53, and we'll see how long it actually takes. Now keep in mind, this is a 30-second video. All right, looks like we're fully playing right now. It took a minute and a half to even be able to view this, to trim it, to export it to your phone. Now, still going through trying to get it to work. We're going to see how long it takes me to export to my phone. So it's 1:39 right now. For myself, the best way to use it is really to download the files using a MicroSD to SD card adapter, and doing it that way allows you to get the files off much faster. The files on there, as you'll see in a second, really well organized. It's easy to figure out which file you're looking for. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at these files. Now it saves the files in 3 different ways. You have either your events, your saved, or your unsaved files. The event files are when it senses something, the saved is when you push the button, and then the unsaved is pretty much everything else. Now for the conclusion. For around $100, this is a pretty good dash cam. I've been pretty happy with it. You don't need to do any significant installation. You don't need to take anything apart. It just works and it's simple to use. The app, it's not great. I don't like the app. I try to avoid using it any chance that I can. Will it replace my 4K manual one that has both front and rear cam? No. That one's much more integrated. It's more money. It does extremely well, but for the price for this Garmin camera, works pretty well. So in conclusion, it's not going to replace my manual camera, but it's still very powerful. If someone's looking for an entry-level dash cam that's around $100, I think this is a great option. I'll have a link in the description below, as well as my 4K dash cam. Thanks for tuning in to Smackey's Garage. I'll see you next time.